From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
It's another segment of What's So Great About this week. And this week it's Disney Springs. What's so great about Disney Springs? And joining us this week is Mike Mckee. He's a fellow podcaster at Mousecast Podcast. And he's a travel advisor at Mike's Enchanted Vacations. And at the end of the show, I'm sure he will let you know how to contact him if you want to book a trip and listen to his podcast. Mike, great to have you here. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's good to be here. I'm happy to be on this one. Like, we've known each other for 10 years?
Oh, yeah, close to it. I know, a long time. Been a long time. All right, Tony, are you excited to have to talk about Disney Springs? Because I am.
I am. I don't get to spend enough time at Disney Springs, I feel like.
Yeah.
I always have these great plans to go do this and that, and there's still so much I haven't done.
We've done the 4 parks, and now we're on to Disney Springs. And Disney Springs, oh my gosh, it started at what, in 1975 as the Marketplace, I think it was called, right?
I don't know. When I went in 1981, it was called Lake Buena Vista Village, but I know it changed names a lot of times.
Yeah. You're right.
It changed names a lot.
Yeah, it was a Marketplace in, hang on, I got it right here, 1989 to 1997. And you're right, it was called Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village from 1975 to 1977. Then it became Downtown Disney from 1997 to 2015. And Mike, I don't know about you, but I still miss the name Downtown Disney. I don't,
Yeah.
Disney Springs just never has grown on me.
Yeah, I still call it Downtown Disney to this day. That's why it's better to go to Disneyland because they still have Downtown Disney.
There you go.
Right on.
There's supposed to be a whole backstory to Disney Springs, and you have to look into it. There's a whole folklore that Disney made up. But and if you look around, that's actually like we should kind of do like a scavenger hunt there, where you learn about the storyline. It's all fake, but because like Morimoto is a bottling plant, and there's a spring, and yeah, there's a whole thing. Now, Dave, you've been saying for a long time that you've been wanting to get Mike on, so I'm glad we have him tonight, and he's going to tell us what he likes about Disney Springs, what he likes, what he doesn't like, I guess, and we'll interject. I think we're just going to have a conversation here and see where it takes us.
Yeah, and if people don't know, Disney, Downtown Disney, the good thing about Downtown Disney is it's free. There's free parking, and it is. And Mike, I'm sure he's going to agree with me here on this one. It's really kind of a local spot. I mean, even though you get the people coming to the parks from, out of country and out of the different states, it really is kind of a local spot on the weekends. It gets packed there on the weekends.
Saturday night. Yeah.
Saturday night. It's like back in the day when I used to go in the bars and partying, and you could barely walk through the bar because it was so crowded. Yeah. That's how Disney Springs is on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are actually times when they close the parking garages because it's so full, and people, even if they have dining reservations, have trouble getting there. So just be mindful of that.
Now, Tony, and correct me if I'm wrong. Now, can you get there walking from Saratoga Springs and Old Key West, right?
I think Old Key West is a longer walk, but I think you can. And there are boats too. There are boats from Port Orleans, Riverside, French Quarter, Old Key West, and Saratoga.
So that's a good thing. I mean, if you're staying in those resorts, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Or the Disney Springs resorts too.
Right.
Oh yeah. The ones right across the way on Hotel Plaza Boulevard.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do one weekend. I'm just going to go, and I'm not going to even go in the parks. I'm just going to get a hotel right there and just walk back and forth.
Okay. Maybe you'll get some of the stuff done you haven't done before.
I know, because it's like, I'm like you. I don't get over there as much as I'd like to. Mike, do you get there often?
I used to. And then lately, because the parks have been crowded and Disney Springs itself has been crowded, so we tend to avoid it when it gets super crowded. But like, I used to meet up, like, especially during COVID, Disney Springs was kind of like the place to meet up with a lot of people. And plus, like, when I moved down here, at first, I didn't have my Disney pass, but Disney Springs was still kind of my way to feel like I'm in Disney, like spending $100 or whatever a day on a ticket. So I did used to go to Disney Springs a lot. And then lately, I don't think I've been in a few months, but like we talked about like a couple minutes ago. Just kind of every time we drive by it, it's like surface parking is full, orange garage is full. All right, plan B.
Let me ask you, Mike, I know I do. I kind of get that Disney feel when I'm there. Do you get a Disney feel when you're there?
Yeah, I mean, especially the older part, like, you know, over by like where the Goofy's candy shop and the carousel and all that is. That's more of the Disney feel. I think one of the first things when I first started going to Disney frequently, one of the first things I did was eat at that Rainforest Cafe. So like whenever I see the volcano explode, it just kind of takes me back to like, oh yeah, this reminds me of my first time here. And then like the Lego shop has changed, like they changed their characters out a lot, but
yeah.
Even seeing those, I'm kind of like, yeah, this kind of takes me back to like before I lived here and when you had to like, you know, you had to make it a priority kind of thing.
Do you have any place in particular you like to eat when you're at Disney Springs? Is there any place that's your favorite?
Yeah, and people laugh when I tell them. You guys will probably laugh. Dave might actually know this, but I love Splitsville. I know Disney Springs has all these nice fancy restaurants, and everybody's thinking, well, why are you picking Splitsville? But honestly, I still haven't found an order of cheese fries that tastes the same. Like their cheese fries are the best, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Like Splitsville has like very reasonable prices, especially for Disney, and you can use your pass holder discount, cast member discount if you're a cast member. And they just have something for everybody. I have a friend, as many food allergies as you can think of, and she even found something there. Like they made something for her. This is like a hidden gem.
Yeah, and especially if you like sushi, people don't believe this, but their sushi there is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
we eat a lot of sushi, and it surprised us. I'm like, dang, this is really good here.
Yeah,
so,
I can't speak on the sushi because I won't have it.
Well, I can't speak on the cheese fries. So, do you have a favorite snack there at Disney Springs that you guys get?
The only thing that I can really think of for a snack would be M&Ms from the M&M store.
Okay.
Because like usually when we're at Disney Springs, like we have a reservation, whether it be for lunch, dinner. So I don't want to like find a snack and then I don't eat my meal. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, I almost always go into the M&M store, and if I don't buy M&Ms, they have samples. So I just kind of consider that as my snack.
That's fair.
I like the fact they have food trucks there too.
Yeah, I never see. That's one of the things I never get to do because I'm like Mike said, I'm always going to a reservation.
Yeah,
I know. And every time last time we went there, I think we were with the Daves, and we went to get something, and we've been planning on getting it. I forget, was some kind of crazy thing, and we were like, oh yeah, we're going to do it for the podcast, and we'll be able to talk about it. And we got there, and they didn't have it. They were not doing it anymore. Oh, God. But that's typical.
Is there anything you've been wanting to try? Is there anything you've been wanting to try, Mike, that you haven't had a chance to try yet, or have you tried everything you want to try?
No, I haven't tried a lot. Kind of like you guys are talking about. Like, there's a lot there that you don't think about. But one thing that I want to do is ride the balloon.
Oh yeah.
It's like what? It's pretty cheap. I think it's like $20, $30. I don't know if it's per person or per family. I never get
it's per person.
Okay, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
There's somewhere you can find a coupon for that.
Groupon.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's on Groupon, but you have to look at the fine print because you can't buy it day of. You have to buy it at least day before. And the thing about that balloon is the wind. If the wind is too high, the wind levels too fast, they won't take off. So if you're local, that's fine because you just go back another day. But if you're there for your one and only trip, you might not get to ride it. So just read that fine print because I think they made a rule that you have to buy it at least 24 hours in advance. Yeah,
I'm going to circle back to the snack. I was just thinking about when Mike was talking about M&Ms. I was thinking about Gideon's. And I know. I think Mike's going to agree with me on this one. It's just they're not that great, and I think they're overrated. In my opinion.
Yep. We went to Gideon's. I had never tried it. This is about a year ago. I've never tried Gideon's, and we ended up getting, I think my girlfriend got a chocolate chip cookie. It was okay. And then I got a peanut butter cookie, and then I bit into it, and it tasted like pure salt, and peanut butter should just not taste salty. I was almost tempted to take it back, but they probably wouldn't have.
Well, you probably had to stand in line for an hour and a half to get it too.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like you stand in line all this time and you build up to hype, and then you're just kind of like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And if you have a car, it's like, I can't remember the exact city, but they have one like 20 minutes outside of Disney Springs.
Right.
Yep, they do. Yep.
I saw a Facebook post the other day where somebody said the place to go for a good cookie at Disney Springs is Summer House, the cookie bar. They have a banana cookie that they have to import the bananas. They're not regular local bananas. It says, holy cow, it's freaking amazing. So worth it. So now that's my next quest, is to get this banana cookie at Summer House.
They import the bananas. Wow.
Yeah, I guess, it might be like the sweetness level or the starchy, because baking is chemistry. So maybe this particular banana has a different starch level or sugar level, and it makes for a better cookie. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a science, right, Tony-Ann?
Yeah, it is.
Is there any place in particular at Disney Springs that you've been really, really, really wanting to try, but you just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet?
So a restaurant would be Raglan Road. I heard that they've gone downhill, but I've never been. And people are like, oh, well, you really haven't been? And I'm like, no, because like I said, like I'm always picking Splitsville, but
Yeah.
People are telling me, yeah, you got to try it. But then there's other people that are like, don't bother because it's gone downhill. Like their food has changed. They don't do some things that they used to do. And so I just never actually make the reservation because I don't want to be disappointed.
I agree. Now, Raglan Road was my go-to, kind of like Splitsville was for you. Raglan Road was my go-to. And we used to go there every time almost that we went to Disney Springs. And there was certain things that we used to get all the time. And then you're right, they slowly started to take a lot of them away. Scallop Forest, which we used to get, is gone. And they used to have a thing called Smoky City. It was kind of a cheese with potatoes in it. And they took that away. And it's been a while now since I've been there. Probably because Tony-Ann always tells me, Dave, every time you go to Disney Springs, you go to Raglan Road, you need to expand your horizons and find somewhere else and try somewhere else. So but
I'm a hypocrite because I go to Morimoto all the time. So
well, there you go. And Mike goes to Splitsville. See, you just
there
find those spots and you end up going back to them. I know.
Especially as a local, yeah. Once you find your spot, you kind of just find your spot.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anything that disappointed you? Have you ever gone to any restaurants or places at Disney Springs that just weren't good? Well, you said Gideon's.
Yeah, Gideon. But restaurant-wise, I would say Halio.
Oh, really?
I know I got a lot of flack for that, but I didn't know it was like a tapas place or tapas. And so they brought out like the food. I'm like, oh, this is all we get. This is like when it opened. This is like 3 or 4 months after opening, something like that. So the reviews weren't really out there. I ordered a Diet Coke, and I didn't know that they didn't have a fountain machine. They might now. Back then, they didn't have any fountain machines. So he kept giving me bottles of Diet Coke. And he failed to tell me that he was charging me for each bottle he gave me. I think I ordered like 4. So I got the bill and I wasn't very happy about the bill. And I don't remember exactly how the food tasted, but I remember I probably have had better food.
Yeah, that would probably sour your experience if you spent $30 in Coke.
Yeah, he was giving me no mercy at all. I'm like, you should have told me something. And yeah.
Wow, Tony-Ann, Halio is one of your favorites.
That is one of my favorites, but I like that kind of experience, and I know going in what it is. But if you don't know going in what it's about, then I could see how you'd be disappointed. So
yeah, you got to be careful of those servers, man. They're tricksters, man. They'll pull stuff on you.
Yeah.
What is your most favorite thing about Disney Springs, Mike?
I would say like kind of like a break from the park. So like if you're at Magic Kingdom, right? As a local, it takes a lot of work to get to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're like the last thing you want to do is stay for happily ever after, and then like you want to have dinner or whatever, or you just need kind of like a midday break. I feel like Disney Springs it's kind of like that place. And I have something for everybody, not just for food, but like souvenirs. There's not a single souvenir you cannot find at Disney Springs. If you're looking for something, odds are, they're going to have it somewhere in Disney Springs. They have I think they got rid of those. I don't know if they got rid of the Star Wars store.
I think there's one on the other end.
Yeah, I thought they got rid of one, but or the Star Wars store. like World of Disney can get overwhelming, but odds are you're gonna find what you want and plus some. So like I love kids, but as a person with Tourette's, like kids can get very overwhelming for me very quickly. So Disney Springs isn't really super kid friendly. So it's kind of nice to go there to escape that aspect.
That's kind of how I feel about Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
The kids. Too many kids.
Dave thinks there's too many kids too. Is there anything you don't like about Disney Springs?
When I say the new part, kind of like, the area of Disney Springs where like it's kind of like under the roof. I don't really care for that part. It's like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they have a specific name for it, but it's the covered part. It's very high end stores. Kind of feels like I'm back at the Mall of America sometimes. And then like, you step out on the other side and you're like, okay, now I'm back in Disney Springs. I feel like that whole area is kind of a waste of space.
Yeah, I'm feeling you on that one. I feel the same way. Like it doesn't belong there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, I know you like Splitsville, so I'm sure you've probably bowled there. Have you ever been to the theater there and watched a movie?
It's actually one thing I have not done yet. Like I always think about it, but like we live about a half hour on a good day, a half hour, 45 minutes away. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, there's a movie premiere. Let's go to Disney Springs.
Right.
It is something that's on my list. If there's like a new Star Wars movie or a new Marvel movie, I'd like to see it in Disney Springs.
Yeah.
As far as bowling, I like Splitsville for their food. Their bowling prices are a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like what, $20? It's close to like $20 an hour or something like that. Probably have to like wait for a lane. It's just not. Yeah.
Yeah. I think as a local, it's different than if you're there on vacation and you're already blowing big money. But as a local, you just go at home.
And I always look at it like I'm going to waste a good 2 hours, 3 hours watching a movie or bowling, so I just don't do it.
My son Dominic goes to the movies when we're at Disney. He'll often in the evening just take off because he's 21. He'll just take off and I'm just going to Disney Springs and he'll come back. Oh, I went to see he went to see Beetlejuice last time we were there. He just wanted to get away from his mother, so that's
Yeah. I'd rather be outside watching the live music and stuff.
Yeah, I do love that. That's my jam. Mike, if you were an Imagineer, is there something you would add to Disney Springs? Is there something missing from Disney Springs that you would add?
Yeah, I've always felt like two things. Since they got rid of the sorcerer's hat at Hollywood Studios, I feel like if they put that in the lagoon, that would be a pretty cool like centerpiece. And because it is still Disney, like no matter what. And then but they had like a certain like a character meet and greet that you can't really get in the parks, kind of like Duffy, let's say, or one of the Stitch experiments. That'd be kind of cool if they did something like that.
That's a great idea.
Like you can meet the M&Ms at the M&M store sometimes.
And I think you can meet the Coca-Cola polar bear too at the Coke store.
Yeah, but like you can do that also. Like they have that in Atlanta, and then the M&M stores that are all over. Like you can do that like in New York, Minnesota. So it's not really anything super special. But like if Disney could do some kind of rare character meet and greet there, that would be pretty cool.
Every time they try to bring entertainment like that, like an experience, Disney Springs, they don't keep it. They had the Void before COVID. That was pretty popular, but they closed it. And we all know about the NBA experience, right, Dave?
Yeah, the wonderful NBA experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Lasted for like a month. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were giving discounted tickets the day it opened, trying to convince people to go.
Yeah.
I miss Adventurers Club, but I'm old, so that's why I remember Adventurers Club.
Wow. You're aging yourself now.
I won't age myself.
Oh, you're just a youngin'.
There's a video on YouTube. It's Adventurers Club, and I'm in the video. I'm in the audience, and I could see myself in the audience. It's just coincidental. I looked up. I wanted to show Rich a video of what it was like, and so we went on YouTube, and I looked at and it was. I was in it. I was in the audience. It was so weird.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, what is your favorite day or night look like at Disney Springs? If you could have all the planets align, what would your favorite day or night look like?
I would say I'm a big window shopper. I'm one of those people that are just like, I won't buy it unless I need it or really, really want it. So I would say just kind of like walking around, seeing what they have. And then, of course, dinner at Splitsville. And then I would probably go grab a drink at the outdoor bar at City Works because they actually have a pretty good one. And then I would probably end, like, if money is no object, I would probably go to the Circular Lay show. I hear really good things about it, but it's also just too expensive for my blood, so I've never. But that is also something that's on my list.
Well, Dave's paying, so you can go.
Okay, front row. I'll be front row then.
There you go.
Hey, Tony Ann, how dare you? What's your favorite day or night look like, Tony Ann?
Oh boy, you put me on the spot here.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, my friends are all with me, so that makes it special. I'd probably go to I really had a good brunch at Wine Bar George a few years back, and I'd like to revisit it and try some different things on the Wine Bar George menu for brunch. And since Dave's paying, I'll go shopping and buy myself some new Disney clothes. Maybe get a Pandora or something because Dave's buying, right? So yeah, I might go to Summer House and try this peanut butter cookie. Take in some music because I love local bands. I just love local bands, and that's really, I love that. One of the best afternoons I had at Disney Springs, I was with friends and we were at the Splitsville bar and we were doing pickle shots. So that's a really fond memory of Disney Springs for me. And then I'd go to dinner at Morimoto because that's my favorite place to eat there. I love the duck and the ramen and the Loco Moco when they have it. It's not always on the menu, but yeah. And then I'd go listen to more music because I just love the music there. Yeah. Maybe I'd see that what's his name? Johnny Maserati, that guy that walks around with the fancy clothes.
Mr. Maserati, yeah.
I don't know his first name. Eddie Maserati, maybe?
Yes. Eddie Maserati, yeah. I've gotten several pictures with him. He's a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
I see him, but I didn't really know who he was the first time I saw him.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing people talk about him. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I've seen him around a lot. But you see him a lot at Disney Springs. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always there. Yeah, he's a fixture at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I think mine would be at night, and I would start at Jock Lindsay's and hang out there for a while. And then there's that little theater right there next to it. And then I would go right there and watch all the live music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like you. I just love the live music, and I could just sit there for hours, as long as they're good. There's some that are so, but a lot of times
But then you can just get up and walk down the road, down the walkway a little bit, and you'll find a different band.
Right. And I'll tell you, I do like City Walk, and right across from there is House of Blues, and we really, really enjoy House of Blues. And
that outdoor bar area.
Yep.
And there's usually a pretty good band playing. So that's my jam too. So
hanging out, listen to some music in the nice weather. Yeah, that's what I like to do.
A couple things to be aware of. People a lot of times when they're staying off site, they think they're going to park at Disney Springs for free and then go to the parks. And it's really a time suck to do that. I mean, because you can't get a bus directly from the Springs to the parks. So you'd have to go to a resort and then get a bus or however you're going to get to the park, another form of transportation. So you'd have to plan for like 90 minutes to do that. So I don't think, when you're on vacation, time is money. And I think you're saving $20, but or $25, but it's going to waste 90 minutes of your park day. And the buses don't start running until 10. So you're not making rope drop either.
Then you're also taking up parking for people who actually want to be at Disney.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, you know what else is a hidden gem at Disney Springs? Just remembered there. If you have PhotoPass, there's a PhotoPass studio at Disney Springs by the guest services area, and you can get some nice family pictures. They have like backdrops with Disney themes. They also have like a regular classic backdrop if you want to get a real family photo. But there's also some fun backdrops and props and things. So, and they change the backdrops out seasonally. So it's really cool. And it's free.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Got our Christmas pictures taken there. I think Halloween pictures taken there. A lot of pictures there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good spot to go to. When you're booking your clients, Mike, do you recommend, if they saying they have enough time, do you recommend to your clients that they visit Disney Springs?
Yeah, some clients who are kind of like myself, who can spend all day in the parks and then go to Disney Springs. I mean, I used to be able to do that, but I haven't tried it recently. But like I tell them, like if they can do it, great, do it. But like if you do it at the beginning, because like if you land, like let's say let's use Minnesota for example. That's a 3.5 hour flight, and then if you have if you have 2 little ones or whatever, last thing you're gonna want to do is take them to a park on the first day. So like Disney Springs, it's kind of that place to go to just kind of take it in and take it easy and kind of ease the kids into like what they're about to get into, or ease yourself into it.
Yeah.
It's good advice.
Things are kind of might change a little bit because they're offering that free water park thing, but that's easy to do. Typhoon Lagoon is open. It's very easy to kill Typhoon Lagoon and Disney Springs in that day you land.
Yeah.
So if you can handle it, like you have a 21-year-old, you said. Like he could probably go to the parks all day and then.
Yeah, he probably could.
Springs till 2 a.m. So if you think you can handle it, go for it. I definitely would recommend a client to go to Disney Springs because I feel like it's something like, especially if it's your first time.
Yeah,
you want to see it all. You miss Disney Springs, you're going to be kicking yourself like, oh well, we should have went. Like we could have made time for this. We could have made time for that. And you just never know like what Disney Springs will take away or what they'll add. Or so like Dave was saying that earlier. It's like he wanted something and they didn't have it. So,
right.
Kind of like if you want something, get it because you don't know if it's going to be there.
Right.
Sure. David, I think we answered all the questions.
All right. That was good. That was fun.
Yeah.
Now I want to go to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
I got to get over for the festival too. Jeez. I haven't been over.
I know. I don't think I'm going to make it to the arts this year.
They have some good stuff.
Well, another thing I heard too, is Jelly Rolls is closing down. That would be good at Disney Springs.
Yeah, they said they're closing at Boardwalk. They're relocating, but rumor is it will not be on Disney property.
That's too bad. I think a perfect spot is Disney Springs, man.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it was fun.
Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you and get a hold of you? You want to book a trip or listen to your show?
Sure. So you want to book a trip? It's Mike's Enchanted Vacations, just like that. Or I'm on Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying my hand. Like I have a personal TikTok, but I'm trying my hand in the Mike's Enchanted Vacation TikToks.
Okay.
But yeah, primarily Facebook. Or you can contact me. My email is magicmikevacationplanner@yahoo.com. I'm not going to give out my phone number on the podcast, but
that's okay.
That's how you can get a hold of me. And then the podcast that I do, obviously other than this one, is called Mousecast. That's how you find us, is just Mousecast. We're all the social medias. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah, wherever you find podcasts, you could probably find my Mousecast.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you so much, man. It's been a long time, and I'm so glad we finally got you on the show, man.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to. It was fun. I liked it.
It was nice meeting you. I hope to see you in the parks.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Okay, cool.
I guess that's going to do it for this week's Disney Crush podcast. So until next week, we'll see you later, guys. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Guys. That is it. All right.
Turkey and truth has spoken.
Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?